It's still alive back with another one, man. And we're going to get right down to the dirty truth, man. What's up with OKC's dirty play? We about to find out. Man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We're going to get right off into this video.
Victor Wembanyama had a historic game 1 and the Spurs won, so OKC had to come up with something different strategically. And after game 2, social media raged about uncalled fouls on Hartenstein against Wemby, but let me explain how this tactic might actually be the only way for OKC to win against the Spurs. And I'm not only talking about OKC.
Oh my. A tangle or a pull?
100% a pull. Any dude on the court that will grab another man's by their hair and pull it is just dirty. That's not the same thing. Like the Pistons used to go and foul Michael Jordan hard as fuck every time he went to the rim, but it was a hard basketball play. This is just dirty play.
Okay.
Of course you have to be physical with him. What else is there to do against a
Yeah, I don't
human
see
that
nothing
looks
wrong
like
with that
an
play
alien?
right there.
But in
That play that Hartenstein just did right here, that's just a hard foul to stop him from getting the easy points. That's fine. It's the other shit though.
physical with him, what else is there
That's
to
a
do
fine
against
play.
a human that looks like an alien? But in game 1, the Thunder problems were obvious. They were either too small and soft with Caruso or Jalen Williams on Wemby, or without a good spacing in offense with Hartenstein on the court. Now, I can't blame the Oklahoma City Thunder going small against Wembanyama because it worked for them last year in their toughest series of them all. Against Denver in game 7, they used the same strategy with smaller players, mostly Caruso, on Jokic. Due to the Serbian being taller and
It's
heavier,
different,
Alex
though.
Caruso was allowed by the refs to be insanely physical with Jokic throughout the game, pushing him out of
I mean, yeah, he's fouling the shit out of him, but this is fine. I think basketball needs to be physical, but there's a fine line between physical and then just fouling the crap out of people. And Jokic is a different player than Wemby. You can put a smaller person on Jokic kinda to a point. Jokic ain't jumping out the building. They throw shit to Wemby that only Wemby can get to, and a smaller player's not got a chance.
the paint, forcing turnovers, offensive fouls, and missed shots in general. Denver were pissed throughout the game and after, but for OKC it was their usual everyday, every game stuff, because if you are physical in each match that you play, the refs are going to allow you to get away with some uncalled fouls. Now, that was not the case in game 1 actually against Wemby, because the Spurs played it very smart. Here it's Jalen Williams on Wemby. Look how easy it is for Wemby to roll to the rim into the paint. Once he's there, good luck stopping him. Since Jalen is smaller, the pass is also easier and it's one dribble into an easy dunk for the Frenchman. Very similar stuff on this clip. Williams is not aggressive enough before the catch and not physical enough later. 2 dribbles and Victor can just go over the shorter defender with the help coming on the wrong side. To close out game 1 in double overtime, Harper rescinded, and with free
And
top
with Harper going out in game 2 and still no De'Aaron Fox, that is literally like if Harper was there and De'Aaron Fox was there, I don't think they lose game 2. I don't think they lose any games this series. I think if Spurs are 100% healthy, I don't think they lose any game in this series, to be honest with you.
and Wemby in the dunker spot, he can just seal Caruso next to the basket. The 2 closest guys to him are Vassell and Champagny on the right, the 2 shooters, so Caruso tries to go for a steal and it doesn't fly. In the next possession, it's not the same setup, but the concept for Wemby is clear. He flashes inside from the weak side dunker spot, forces the Thunder guard to go in front and slip on the floor, and that's enough. Going small,
Joker isn't doing that type of shit. As great of a player as Joker is, he's not spinning and then dunking it. Yes, he might spin and get a lob, but he doesn't jump high. So a guard could possibly get up and block Joker's lob still. Nobody's getting up and blocking Wemby's lob like that. Not Caruso, not them, that's for sure.
also allowed Victor Wembanyama to grab more offensive rebounds in that first game. He had 9 second chances, converting most of it to points. All of these were crucial and are going to be even more important going forward into the series as offenses get stuck more often than not. After watching the tape, here comes OKC's adjustment. Isaiah Hartenstein guarded Wembanyama only for 22 seconds in game 1, but he took on the full assignment in game.
Yeah, they put him in there strictly for the fact that they told him, all right, you're going to go out there and you're going to hang on him. You're going to beat him up. You're going to do everything. And if you foul out, you foul out. But you got to do everything you can to slow him down. Hang on him, foul the fuck out of him, play dirty. That's why they put him in there, because he can't do nothing offensively against Wemby. He proved that in the game one. But yeah, they put him in there pretty much to let him foul out, but he didn't because the refs weren't calling any of it.
And watch what happens in the first full possession. The bigger and the stronger center is constantly pushing and shoving Wembanyama, allowing his guards to go under on Castle's pick and rolls, and then he just kicks him out of the paint, not giving the slightest of chances for the offensive rebound. Look how worried about and then tries to push out Wemby so he can't really seal in and ask for the ball or be a threat for the second chance.
Foul.
So he can't really seal in and ask for the ball.
Jesus. That would have been freaking 2 free throws for Shea right there for sure.
Or be a threat for the second chance.
Ridiculous.
Hartenstein was glued to the Frenchman all night long. On this ATO, Wemby's goal is to set a screen for Vassell, but he simply cannot do it due to Isaiah's physicality. Shea can cut the screen.
Look at him holding him though. You got to play physical basketball without holding him.
The play is broken, and watch how high and how uncomfortably Victor catches it. Not like against Caruso or Jalen Williams in game 1. The German being so close keeps Wemby with his back facing to the basket, and that's a big defensive dub for OKC. As a result of such defense, Wemby had only 4 field goal attempts in the first half and then missed 5 out of 7 in the fourth quarter. At the same time, Wemby's impact on defense is even bigger. And with Isaiah Hartenstein not being able to stretch the floor, Victor can just be in the paint and prevent all the shots from there. So as an adjustment, the German center in game 2 had one simple task.
Hold him. Hold him down. This is bullshit. This has to be called next game. If it's not, then it's clear as day that the NBA is helping OKC win.
Sealing out the Frenchman when he's in the paint, so
just holding him and then flops down.
Had one simple task: sealing out the Frenchman when he's in the paint so his teammates.
And they reversed this call because it wasn't a foul.
Do not really need to think about him too much when driving. He tries to set a Gortat screen here, but
this is fouling. Like, you cannot hold somebody this much. There's physical basketball and there's just fouling.
Really need to think about him.
Look at this. This is fouling. He's literally pushing Wemby over.
Too much when driving. He tries to set a Gortat screen here, but chooses the wrong side first and then locks up Wemby's arm, and that's a second foul on Isaiah.
Look, just holding him. Like, what are we talking about? How is this even allowed?
Up Wemby's arm, and that's a second foul on Isaiah.
Look at his arm right there, holding Wemby down so he can't jump.
But also, Spurs had to use a challenge to review this play and change the foul call. But on the other side, it's amazing how basketball has evolved and how much teams have to adapt playing against Wembanyama's defense. Holmgren here looks to drive right and peep Hartenstein. He's simply trying to block Wemby away from rim help while staying under the basket himself. Chet loses the ball, but usually guys in that position ask for the ball. That is not the goal for Isaiah Hartenstein. With Wemby on the court, it's a different story, and actually I think this is the only way for OKC to win this series. Another example here where it's a high screen for SGA, and while he attacks, watch Hartenstein simply blocking Wemby. He's not sealing to get the ball, he's simply opening up this shot for SGA. Because
see, this like workaround to a moving screen, like they do this box out thing in these moving screens now, but they're doing it in a way to where it's not a screen, and that also needs fixed. You cannot do moving screens 24/7. That's OKC does it all the time. They do hella moving screens, and it's ridiculous to where they're not actually setting a screen like this, but they'll run into the player and push him out the way and act like it's a block out or something, but it's really just a screen and they're moving the whole time. There's a bunch of shit that they do. They're gaming the system.
Otherwise, Wemby might have forced Shea to think twice before shooting this. The refs will have to monitor this closer in upcoming games, because see Hartenstein here nudging Victor a bit into Caruso on this shot, causing the refs to call a second foul early on the alien. The third thing in game 2 was
they have to watch this shit closer. It's getting out of hand.
OKC's reduced number of switches and almost never wanting to help from Wembanyama and Peel's switch off of him. On this clip, they are forced into a late switch because Dort gets stuck on the screen, but the more interesting part comes later. When Champagny drives, Chet is right there for a Peel switch that OKC usually use a lot, but he leaves the drive for Hartenstein, who comes over at the last second, just because Chet is now guarding Victor. Spurs get a great shot, they just miss it. On this pick and roll, watch Hartenstein refusing to switch out from Wemby, pointing to the last man to take Castle at the basket. As a result, Stefan almost gets an insane poster on SGA.
Wow.
He got his one a little bit later.
He's got more attention.
God dang, he can jump out the building, dude. He can jump out of the building. He's like, what, 6'4"?
Stefan Castle, welcome to this earth.
In this next clip, another screen and roll, and again, it's not a switch but rather passive defense for Hartenstein. Such strategy now puts more pressure on the Spurs guards to score and create rather than Wemby attacking the mismatches down low like in game 1. And with
Castle has to take care of the ball better. He has the most turnovers in two NBA playoffs games in NBA history. 17 was the most before that. He has like 20. He has to take care of the ball better. Just think that Spurs really aren't playing even close to their best basketball and don't have two of their great players in right now. And they're still beating the Spurs or beating OKC or losing just by a couple points. This is going to be a long series. Come on, Spurs, let's get it.
Spurs missing Fox due to injuries and now Dylan Harper going down. I do wonder where the offense is going to come from in the games moving forward for the Spurs. If Isaiah Hartenstein is allowed to be this physical against Wemby and get away without fouls, it's going to be a super hard series for Wemby. Many thought Hartenstein can be on the court for OKC's offense to work, but game 2 was a blueprint on how to win on both when posts on the Frenchman. Wemby against small are no longer an option. Wemby has to settle on face-up drives and free ball way more than he would probably want to, and that plays a key part in the series. Are helping the OKC, or this is how the playoff basketball should look like? Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, let me know what y'all think.